Muhammad Ali laughed mid-rep, pointed across the Vegas gym, and said loud enough for every lifter to hear, "That's the Kung Fu movie boy." A hand clamped on Bruce Lee's shoulder before he could even turn. "Members only," the man behind him said, smiling like it was polite. Private session. Bruce looked at the fingers digging into his jacket, then at his own reflection in the mirrors. Ali was on the bench like he owned gravity, arms pumping, people orbiting, cameras already sneaking out of pockets. "I was invited," Bruce said. "By who?" the bouncer asked. Ali answered for him without even looking over. "By Hollywood." The room laughed like it was a cue. Bruce kept his voice flat. "I'm here to train." A towel-wrapped kid jogged up, breathless. "Mr. Lee, your bag." One of Ali's guys snatched the duffel and flung it down the hallway. The zipper burst. Shoes and a towel slid across the tile like the gym spit them out. Bruce stepped toward his things. The bouncer slid with him, shoulder to shoulder, blocking the hall like a door that could breathe. "Don't make it weird." That was the first trap. If Bruce pushed through, he was the angry little man starting trouble. If he backed off, he was small in every way that mattered. Ali sat up, grinning, the showman waking up. He stood and walked over with that loose, dangerous ease that made fighters step back without realizing they were doing it. "So you're him," Ali said, scanning Bruce like a joke he hadn't finished telling. "Lightning bolt, Kung Fu king. They say you so fast the camera can't see you." "They say many things," Bruce said. Ali flicked Bruce's jacket collar with 2 fingers, soft, casual disrespect. Close enough to be a slap without being called one. Laughter snapped around them, not everyone, but enough. Bruce bent, picked up his towel from the floor, then his shoes. He did it slowly, refusing to look rushed, refusing to look hurt. He moved toward the locker hallway to change, and a second man drifted in front of that entrance too, arms folded, smiling like he was doing Bruce a favor. "Locker rooms are for the team today," the man said. "You can change right here." Someone behind Bruce kicked one of his shoes lightly, just enough to send it rolling. It tapped a bench leg and stopped. Another laugh, another inch of humiliation. Ali kept talking, louder now, feeding the room. "We do a little test. No fight, no drama. You touch my shoulder before I blink." A chorus of amused noises. People leaned in, someone whistled, someone said, "He ain't touching Ali." Bruce glanced toward the front doors. 2 big men had drifted there, not blocking it officially, just standing where you'd have to ask permission to pass. He looked back at Ali. "I'm not here to entertain." Ali spread his arms like a host. "Man, that's what you do. You entertain. You kick the air and people clap." Bruce didn't react. That bothered them more than anger would have. A young boxer brushed past him hard, shoulder into ribs, and accidentally dropped a bottle. Water splashed Bruce's pant leg. The boxer didn't even look sorry. He just kept walking, laughing to his friend. A medicine ball came flying from the side, not a full-speed missile, just hard enough to look like an accident and still sting. It thumped into Bruce's left shoulder and bounced away. The impact jolted his arm. The towel slipped. "Oops," someone sang out, laughing. Bruce turned his head. The thrower, tall, sleeveless hoodie, smirk, lifted both hands. "My bad, slippery." Bruce rolled his shoulder once, testing the joint. Fine. Pain wasn't the point. The point was permission. He walked to the hoodie fighter, stopping close enough that the man's smile tightened. "You throw things at strangers?" Bruce asked. The fighter tried to laugh it off. "Come on, man." Bruce took the fighter's wrist like a handshake, calm, ordinary. Then he turned it a fraction. The fighter's knees bent on instinct. His shoulder dipped. His face changed so fast the smirk didn't have time to leave. It just cracked into something panicked. "What's your name?" Bruce asked. "Ray," the man breathed. "Ray," Bruce said, still quiet. "Don't throw things at people." He released him. Ray stumbled back as if he'd been shoved. Men near them went still for a beat, recalculating. Ali clapped once, laughing too loud. "Oh, he got manners." Ray rubbed his wrist, eyes wide, pretending it was nothing. Nobody believed him. Ali stepped in again, crowding Bruce's space, voice dropping. "You know what I think? I think you hiding behind quiet." Bruce met his eyes. "I'm not hiding." Ali's grin sharpened. "Good. Then you won't mind another little test." He turned to the room like a ring announcer. "Everybody want to see if this kung fu real or just dancing. One move. He touch me before I blink. That's it." The gym answered with noise. Laughs, taunts, the rustle of bodies shifting closer. Someone bumped Bruce from behind, a shoulder pressing in, pretending it was crowded. Bruce didn't move. He could feel the bodies closing, bench edges at his calves, the bouncer's presence at his back, the door that suddenly felt far. A man in Ali's crew stepped forward and jabbed Bruce's chest with a forearm, not a punch, a warning. "Watch how you talk to the champ," he said. Bruce looked down at the forearm like it was a misplaced barbell. Then he looked back up. "Take your arm off me." The man hesitated, just a heartbeat, then pulled back, annoyed that he'd hesitated at all. Ali watched that hesitation with a flicker of interest he didn't let last. He went back to smiling. "Why you scared?" Ali asked loud again. "You scared you gonna miss? You scared you gonna look small?" Bruce's voice stayed even. "You're not asking for a test. You're asking for a story." Ali's eyes narrowed for half a second, then he hid it under another grin. "Vegas loves stories." The bouncer hooked a finger in Bruce's sleeve and tugged. 2 steps, casual, like guiding a child. Bruce twisted his arm loose without jerking, just turning his elbow so the grip slid off. The bouncer's smile faded. For the first time, he used both hands. Bruce glanced once more at the door. Those 2 men were still there, not touching, just waiting. He exhaled through his nose. "All right," Bruce said. The laughter didn't rise this time. It dropped, like the whole room had just realized it had gone a step too far and couldn't step back. Ali didn't give Bruce a second to settle into the "all right." He clapped his hands once like a coach starting a drill, and the room responded by tightening in. "Circle up," Ali said. "Let's see this speed." Men slid in close, not a neat circle, more like a wall made of shoulders and gym towels. Somebody bumped Bruce's back. Somebody else stepped in front of his toes. It wasn't violent yet. It was worse than violent. It was organized. Ali raised his hands like he was praying. "Rules are simple. I blink. You touch my shoulder before my eyes open. 1 try, no excuses." Bruce looked past Ali to the door again. Still there. 2 men, arms folded, watching like they'd been assigned to watch. Ali leaned in, low enough that only Bruce would hear. "If you walk out now, they'll tell this story forever." Bruce didn't answer. Ali straightened and shouted, "Ready?" He shut his eyes, dramatic, theatrical, and the gym held its breath like it was waiting for a punchline. Bruce didn't rush. He stepped in with the smallest shift, the kind that looks like nothing until you try to stop it. His fingers touched Ali's shoulder, clean, light, before the blink even finished. Ali's eyes opened and he froze for half a second. A few people made a confused sound. Someone laughed too late, then stopped laughing mid-exhale because they realized they were the only one. Ali recovered fast. He slapped Bruce's hand away like it was a mosquito. "That don't count." Bruce didn't flinch. "You said touch." "I touched." Ali turned to the crowd, smiling hard. "He grazed me. That's like saying you beat a tiger because you touched his tail." The room loosened into laughter again, grateful for permission. Ali pointed to the heavy bag hanging near the far wall. "New test. You hit that bag 3 times before I clap twice." Someone whistled. Someone said, "Now we talkin'." The trainer shoved the bag lightly to make it swing. Not much, just enough to make timing harder. Bruce stepped toward it and immediately a man slid in front of him, thick neck, cauliflower ears, forearms like ropes. "Hold up," the man said, smiling. "You gotta do it from here." He planted his foot in a spot that forced Bruce into the worst angle. Bruce stared at the foot for a beat. Then he stepped around it. The man matched him, shoulder to shoulder, blocking again, playful but heavy. Bruce moved again. The man moved again. Now it was obvious. The test was never about the bag. It was about making Bruce look small while he asked for space. Bruce said quietly, "Move." The man chuckled. "Or what?" Bruce didn't threaten. He just shifted his weight and slid his forearm under the man's elbow, lifting it a fraction, barely. But it broke the man's balance like someone tugged the floor out from under him. The man's chest lurched forward. Bruce took 1 clean step through the opening and didn't look back. The circle made a sound, half laugh, half surprise, like they'd expected struggle and got geometry instead. Ali's smile thinned. "Okay," he said. "Okay, bag test, from wherever you want." Bruce didn't waste time now. The bag was still swinging slightly. He timed it, stepped with it, and snapped 3 short strikes into it, so fast the sound blended into a single hard thud. Before Allie could clap twice, the bag was already swinging away. The room went quieter. Not silent, but quieter in the way a casino table goes quieter when someone starts winning too steadily. Allie clapped anyway, late, and pretended it was on purpose. "Cute," he said. "That's cute. You fast when ain't nobody trying to hit you." A man behind Bruce laughed and grabbed at Bruce's shoulder like they were buddies. The hand stayed a little too long, fingers curling, testing. Bruce turned his head. The guy's grin was bright and dumb, like he wanted a reaction. Bruce said, "Don't touch me." The guy gripped tighter, as if not hearing was part of the joke. "Come on, man, we just playin'." Bruce's left hand shot up and pinned the man's wrist to his own chest, soft, controlled. His right hand slid under the guy's thumb and folded it back just enough to make the guy's smile die. The guy's knees bent again. Same involuntary surrender as Ray. The same sudden fear of what this quiet man understood. Bruce didn't twist further. He released him. The guy stumbled backward and tried to laugh it off, but his face had already betrayed him. He backed into someone and got steadied. Ali watched all of it without blinking. Then Ali changed the tone. He stopped joking for a second and spoke like a boxer does when he's about to step into the ring. "Bring him in here." 2 men opened a path toward the sparring ring. Ropes, corner posts, sweat-dark canvas. The ring wasn't large, but it didn't need to be. It was a stage, and stages are cages when the crowd stands close enough. Bruce stepped toward it, not because he wanted to, but because the bodies behind him pressed forward. A shoulder hit his back, a forearm nudged his ribs. Someone laughed and said, "Don't be shy." Bruce reached the ring apron. A hand grabbed his elbow from behind and tried to guide him up like he was being escorted. Bruce shrugged the hand off. That's when the first real shove happened. Not a strike. A shove. 2 hands in the back, hard enough to tip him forward into the ropes. Bruce caught himself on the top rope and turned. The man who shoved him raised both hands again, innocent. "My bad." "Tight space." Bruce didn't answer. He climbed into the ring. Allie climbed in after him, rolling his shoulders loose. He moved like a man who had never entered a space where he wasn't the center of it. "This ain't a fight," Allie announced. "Everybody relax, it's just education." Education meant they wanted Bruce to lose without being able to call it a fight. Allie gestured to a big man at ringside, not one of the bouncers. This one wore a tank top soaked through, gloves already on, mouthguard half out like he'd been waiting. The big man ducked through the ropes and stood across from Bruce. Allie smiled. "This here is Tank. Tank gonna throw you 1 jab, just 1. You show us them movie hands, you catch it, you parry it, whatever y'all call it." Tank bounced on his feet, heavy and excited. He didn't look like he wanted to jab. He looked like he wanted to hurt someone and be allowed to call it training. Bruce looked at Tank, then at Ali. 1 jab. Ali spread his hands. 1. Tank lifted his gloves, eyes bright. He took a half step in. Bruce didn't raise his hands high. He stayed relaxed. That relaxed posture made people angry. It looked like disrespect even when it wasn't. Tank snapped the jab. It was not 1 jab. It was a jab that turned into a shove. The glove shot forward and didn't retract cleanly. It kept driving, trying to crash into Bruce's chest and walk him backward into the corner. Bruce stepped offline and redirected the arm, but Tank followed, crowding hard, using size like a door closing. Bruce's back touched the corner pad. The ropes pressed into him. The crowd leaned forward, hungry now. They wanted impact. They wanted Bruce trapped because it made the story simple. Tank threw another jab, heavier, more like a straight. It grazed Bruce's shoulder. Then Tank's forearm jammed into Bruce's throat, subtle, ugly, hidden in the mess of gloves. A dirty move dressed up as pressure. Bruce's eyes flicked. His breathing didn't change, but the situation did. Now it was danger, not theater. Tank leaned in and whispered, "You gonna do your little trick or what?" Bruce didn't answer. Tank shoved again, trying to pin him in the corner. The ropes creaked. Someone outside the ring laughed loudly like they were watching a cartoon. Bruce moved, not backward, not sideways. He slid under Tank's arm, turned his hips, and in one clean beat, he had Tank's balance broken. Shoulder tilted, foot light, weight falling into emptiness. Tank's body lurched forward. Bruce didn't throw him. He could have. Instead, he guided him just enough that Tank had to catch himself on the ropes to avoid falling flat. That decision, choosing not to embarrass him completely, should have ended it. It didn't. It made Tank angry. Tank swung a short hook, not a jab at all, a real shot meant to clip Bruce's head. Bruce ducked in the glove-cut air. Tank tried to grab him, actually grab him, wrapping a thick arm around Bruce's neck like he wanted to wrestle him into the corner and squeeze until the room cheered. Bruce's feet shifted. His hands disappeared inside the clinch for a fraction of a second. Tank's arm loosened. His face changed. Not pain. Something else. A sudden realization that his grip was no longer his. Tank staggered a step back, shaking his arm like it had gone dead. Ali lifted his chin slightly, reading the moment. The gym didn't laugh now. The gym started whispering, and whispering is what a crowd does when it's not sure who's in control anymore. Ali stepped closer to the ropes, voice calm, almost gentle. "All right," he said. "That's enough, Tank." Tank didn't move. Pride held him in place. He took a breath like he was about to go again. Ali's voice sharpened. "Tank." Tank backed off reluctantly, jaw tight, eyes locked on Bruce like he'd been robbed. Ali looked at Bruce through the ropes. "You see how quick stuff gets real?" he said. "That's why I don't play with movie games." Bruce wiped his throat once with the back of his hand, then dropped it. "You made it real." Ali's smile came back, but it wasn't friendly now. It was a blade with a grin painted on it. "Then let's finish clean," Ali said. "One last thing. No bag, no Tank, me and you." The crowd surged closer to the apron like a wave hitting glass. Ali stepped through the ropes like he was stepping into a commercial. Loose shoulders, loose smile, that rhythm in his feet that made heavy men look weightless. Bruce stayed where he was, near the center, because the center was the only place that wasn't a corner. He could feel the ring breathing under him, canvas stretching, ropes humming, bodies pressing in at every side. Ali leaned close enough for Bruce to smell the sweet bite of liniment on his skin. "One exchange," Ali said softly. "You get your moment. I get my laugh. We both leave happy." Bruce didn't move his eyes from Ali's. "You already got your laugh." Ali's grin sharpened. "Then I'm due for the rest." Ali lifted his hands and addressed the crowd again, voice booming like a bell. "Listen, I'm going to throw one jab, one. He show y'all that Kung Fu can stop the champ. He stop it clean. I'll say his magic is real." The men around the apron started murmuring, leaning in. Someone's knuckles rapped the rope like a drum. Another voice called out, "Drop him, Ali!" like it was a joke that could turn into permission. Ali pointed at Bruce's chest. "No hitting me. Just stop it. Touch my glove, slap it away, whatever. But don't get brave." Bruce heard the word brave land like a hook, designed to make him prove something reckless. He didn't answer. Ali circled once, light on his toes, talking as he moved because talking was part of how he controlled rooms. "You know what I like about you," Ali said. "You tiny, but you look like you think you dangerous. That's cute." He flicked a glove toward Bruce's face, barely a feint, but close enough that it brushed air off Bruce's cheek. The crowd laughed. Then Ali did a second feint, closer, faster. Bruce's head moved a fraction, just enough, a clean slip, no panic. Ali's eyes narrowed for half a beat. Ali lifted his left glove and made a show of blinking slowly, exaggerated. "See? I'm blinking already. You can't even—" He snapped the jab. It wasn't a slow, friendly jab. It was a real jab from a heavyweight champion, straight, sharp, arriving with that ugly speed that doesn't look fast until it's already past your guard. Bruce didn't retreat. He stepped in. Not to attack, to intercept. His right hand rose and met Ali's wrist with a soft parry that looked like nothing. But the angle was perfect. Ali's jab didn't just miss, it got guided off its line like a train forced onto a different track. Ali's shoulder rolled through anyway, trying to correct mid-flight. Bruce's left hand touched Ali's forearm lightly, almost gentle, then slid off. Ali's glove ended up pointing at empty air. A few people chuckled like it was still funny. Ali chuckled too, but it didn't match his eyes. "That ain't stopping," he said. "That's you dodging." Bruce said, "You said stop it clean." Ali's grin returned, bigger, brighter, louder. Okay, y'all want clean? We go clean." He looked at the crowd like he was picking a jury. "You see? He got rules. Kung Fu got rules now." More laughter. Then Ali stepped close and shoved Bruce's chest with his glove, not hard enough to be a punch, hard enough to be a message. Bruce absorbed it, didn't stumble. Ali shoved again, a little harder. The rope behind Bruce wasn't close yet, but the ring suddenly felt smaller. Ali dropped his voice so only Bruce could hear. "You keep being calm, they're gonna think you scared. Give them something." A hand at ringside slapped the canvas and yelled, "Hit him, Bruce!" like they were urging a dog to bite. Ali raised his hands again. "All right, one more. This time you don't touch my arm. You stop it before it starts. You catch it. You show the world." He winked toward his crew. A man at the apron shifted position, and Bruce caught it. Someone had moved to the side where the ring steps were. Another body closed near the ropes. Even in the ring, they were shaping exits. Ali bounced twice, loose, then suddenly went still. That stillness was the real warning. Bruce saw the shoulder twitch first. Ali fired. A jab, then another jab behind it, faster than the first, then a quick step in that turned the demonstration into pressure. Ali's glove snapped against Bruce's guard and grazed his eyebrow. Not enough to cut, but enough to announce to the room, "I can touch him whenever I want." The crowd reacted like a match had started without permission. Bruce felt the ring shift again. Not just bodies now, energy, hunger. They wanted Bruce to get flustered. They wanted him to swing. They wanted him to earn a label. Ali talked while he moved, voice high, playful, cruel. "That's Hollywood hands, baby. Where your magic at?" He shot a jab and let it hang just long enough to brush Bruce's nose, the way fighters do when they're disrespecting you on purpose. Bruce's stomach tightened, not from fear, from the recognition that this would keep escalating until someone got hurt or someone broke. And the longer it went, the more the room would convince itself Bruce deserved whatever came. Ali stepped in again and bumped Bruce with his shoulder, crowding him toward the rope. Bruce's back touched the top strand. The crowd surged, faces close now, eyes wide, breathing heavy. A man outside the ring shouted, "Corner him!" like he was calling plays. Ali smiled like it was fun. Now what, Kung Fu? Bruce didn't look at the crowd. He looked only at Ali. Ali fired another jab, this one a fraction lower, aimed at the throat, a dirty adjustment hidden inside something that looked legal to non-boxers. Bruce moved. He didn't back up. He didn't slip away. He stepped into the line inside the punch where it had no room to become power, and he threw one strike. Not a haymaker. Not a dramatic movie punch. A short, straight intercept, his fist traveling like a piston from stillness to contact. It landed on Ali's chest just under the collarbone, clean and compact. You could hear it. Not a loud crack, more like a hard, dull pop that shouldn't have been audible over the gym noise. But it was, because everything else stopped. Ali's jab froze mid-air. His mouth opened slightly, and for the first time that night, words didn't come out. His knees didn't buckle like a knockout. It was subtler than that. Worse than that. His breath caught. His shoulders sagged for a split second, as if somebody had unplugged the rhythm from his body. Ali took one involuntary step back, blinking, not theatrically now, blinking like a man whose body had just been reminded it wasn't invincible. Bruce didn't chase. He didn't add a second punch. He didn't posture. He simply lowered his hand. The gym went silent in a way gyms never go silent. No plates clanked. No rope squeaked. No one laughed. The men at the apron didn't even shift their feet. It was like the whole room had been grabbed by the throat and told to behave. Ali stared at Bruce, eyes wide for one heartbeat, then narrowed as he tried to regain the mask. His chest rose once, uneven, then again, controlled. A coach at ringside started to say something and stopped halfway through the first syllable. Tank, standing near the corner, looked like he didn't know whether to step in or step out. Ali's crew, those men who'd been smiling, blocking doors, tossing bags, weren't smiling now. They watched Ali's face like it was a scoreboard they couldn't read. Ali swallowed, hard. He rolled his shoulders as if shaking it off, but his expression had changed. The joke had died. Bruce spoke quietly. That was the stop. Ali's lips parted, then closed. He nodded once, small. No apology, no boast. Just that nod the kind fighters give when they've looked over an edge and decided to step away from it. Ali raised his hands to the crowd like he was still in control of the show, but his voice came out lower. All right, he said, that's enough. Nobody cheered. Nobody booed. They just stood there, processing the new shape of the room. Bruce stepped toward the ropes. A man moved like he was about to block him, then thought better of it and stepped aside. Bruce climbed out without looking at anyone. As he picked up his spilled gear near the hall, no one touched him. No one joked. No one threw anything. Behind him, Ali's voice carried once more, but different now, less honey, more respect he couldn't afford to name. "Yeah," Ali said, like he was speaking to himself as much as the room. "I seen it." Bruce didn't turn back. If that moment made you hold your breath, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what city you're watching from.